Hey guys, this is Benjamin Gearing. I'm a teacher at Spring Hill Middle School, and this is a presentation over cyberbullying and sexting. This presentation can be used by teachers or parents, or you can even show it to students. It has a lot of helpful information on the topic, and it can be used to help inform these groups of people to better behave and to take care of themselves responsibly with a lot of the technology being distributed in classrooms. All of this material on this presentation are available for public use. You can use it however you wish. Um, Most of the information I gathered for this were from large nonprofit organizations, so feel free. So, what is cyberbullying? Cyberbullying is any type of bullying that takes place on digital media, such as text message, um, social media websites such as Facebook and Twitter, and even phone apps such as Snapchat. So, anything that involves your cell phone or your laptop or your iPad or anything online, any form of bullying over this is considered cyberbullying. Now, there are many different types of cyberbullying, including flaming, which is an aggressive, non-productive argument, identity impersonation, when you pretend to be someone you're not to cause problems or start false relationships. Cyberstalking is when you're allowed to follow someone online without them knowing, which can lead to unhealthy relationships or inappropriate situations. Outing personal information, revealing private information about others without their consent. And trolling is when you start arguments purposely using immature, inappropriate behavior to get a rise out of someone. Here are some cyberbullying statistics that I found on nobully.org. The concerning thing about these statistics is that many of them are over 50%, which means that most of our children have experienced these problems. 52% of teenagers have been cyberbullied, 55% of teenagers have witnessed someone being cyberbullied, and 95% of those said that they've seen it but taken no action to stop it. 11% of teenagers have reported that they've shared an embarrassing or inappropriate photo of themselves, which has then since been shared without their consent. We'll talk a little bit more about this statistic when we get to sexting. Now, cyberbullying can be extra dangerous because this takes place in a realm that we cannot see as adults. The internet is a place that happens on their phones and on their computer screens, so it's not something that we can physically see often. So it's a very silent dispute, and it can cause a lot of harm without even being noticed. So here are some steps you can take to cut down on cyberbullying. The first is prevention. Students should be taught the dangers and harm of cyberbullying, and they should be mindful of their behavior on the internet. Things said on the internet can be just as harmful as things said in person. The second is to report. Students need to know that it's okay to talk to a parent or a principal or a counselor or a teacher if they are cyberbullied. This lets the situation be known to others and can often help it be settled faster. Avoidance. Victims who cannot identify or catch their attacker can change their email address or phone number. Um, Oftentimes on the internet you can hide behind an alias or other email address or an unknown number. So sometimes catching a cyberbully can be tough, but we can also avoid that situation altogether by removing ourselves from the situation. And finally is wise behavior. Students need to know that any information or photos they share online are lost to the public. They can't get that back. So once something's online, they need to know that it can never be retrieved. So they need to take smarter action for themselves. Sexting is a more serious problem than cyberbullying, but it happens slightly less. So, sexting is defined by the American Academy of Pediatricians as an act in which two minors send inappropriate texts, including naked photos or sexual acts. Sexting may seem harmless at the time or popular to their peers, but students need to know that there are real world dangers involved. Any information saved on a phone can be sent and distributed with no control on your part. Pain and embarrassment of leaked photos can lead to emotional trauma or self-confidence issues, and saving photos of a minor can lead to criminal charges. So these are things that students need to be very aware of. Sexting is more dangerous for girls. 22% of girls have admitted to sending inappropriate photos, and only 18% of boys have admitted the same. 61% of these girls claim that the reason that they did this was that they felt pressured by boys. And sexting is most often done between boys and girls who are dating. However, 12% of teens have admitted that they've sent inappropriate photos to someone they've only met online, which is a dangerous prospect. Some of the ramifications of sexting. So while most sexting occurs between boys and girls who are dating, young relationships are rarely stable and they rarely last. So these photos are in the hands of someone that you are no longer in a relationship with, so that trust is gone. So often these photos will be distributed for jealousy purposes or to lash out for over hurt feelings. So it's a very dangerous situation. Some of the things that can happen to teenagers who have experienced leaked photos: depression, anxiety, fear of social interaction, fear of school, lack of academic focus, and some students have even overcompensated promiscuous behavior to try to live up to those photos, which can lead to dangerous situations for those students and parents, all involved. Now, some steps to prevent sexting. Parents need to join social networks. The same social networks that their kids are on are what is popular. It may feel uncool to be on Facebook with your son or daughter, but it's important to monitor their actions on there to make sure that they are appropriate. You need to keep technology time limited and most computer use done in a public place in your home so that students aren't tempted to do something they shouldn't. And you should make it a known habit as a parent that you will access your child's phone or computer to look through their text messages or photos to make sure that they are walking the straight and narrow. As teachers, we need to stress to students the dangers of online and how anything shared can be taken and it can never be taken back. You need to teach students how to appropriately use technology responsibly so that they know that the computers and iPads that they receive are used for education purposes and not inappropriate reasons. And as a teacher, if you see any misuse, you need to contact parents and administrators. Now, all the information I've got for this presentation was, well, most of it is from nobullying.org, which has a ton of information on the topic. I would highly recommend it. I also visited the American Academy of Pediatricians. They have a lot of great tips for parents and statistics about sexting as well. So, thank you for giving me your time for this presentation. I hope that you use this to inform your students or parents in a one-to-one district when everyone's getting technology for the first time. This might help give some useful tips. So feel free to use this presentation. Feel free to edit it, add to it. It's not very long, I know that. So I hope that this was helpful, and thank you for your time.